Alright, now I haven't made a video in a couple weeks. I've been having a lot of drama here at home with the neighbors, and those two are supposed to be together. That's also another reason I really haven't made a video. My buddy took my truck, the new diesel, to work to be inspected, and he got about 200 feet from his work, and the driver's side dually rear wheel portion came out of the diff, came out of the side of the truck, and he saw it walking out, and then it came pretty much all the way out. The truck started bouncing, and then the axle snapped, the truck fell, and then the two wheels passed him, and he was out in the middle of Route 1, Business Route 1 by Oxford Valley Mall. So yeah, I've been over there every night, almost every night. I got a couple different axles for it, and they were wrong, so I had to make one just to limp it home, which actually the axle works pretty good. I may leave it like that for a little bit, but so that's where we're at. I'm gonna walk over to the truck now and show you what I've been doing. Alright, the truck's received some major maintenance today. Both of the oil return and feed lines for the oil cooler are brand new. I got them aftermarket. I don't know if you can see in there. They go all the way to the oil filter. They're brand new.
Oh, that's tight.
Pulled the intake off to fix a diesel fuel leak from the injection pump. Turned out somebody just didn't tighten the line, but I had to pull the intake off to get to the line. So that's tight now. New intake gasket, intake manifold gasket set, and put the intake back on, and that's all back together. Changed the oil, obviously, since I had to pull the oil cooler lines off. So that's all done now. I bumped the idle up a little bit. It's still a little low. And that top line on the fuel filter water separator was really loose. I barely touched it and fuel started pouring out of it. So pushed the hose back up on the clamp. Or pushed the hose up and then tightened the clamp. Retightened all the clamps for the fuel system just to double check. Now I gotta power wash the oil. Oh, I also made that transmission line was leaking, but it was right there. They have somebody made lines for it. You can see they really just bent it by hand. I'm gonna order the lines for it and put the correct lines in it, but for now I cut the line back to where it was straight, flared it, put the union in, and then put a little 8-inch pre-flared line in to stop the trans fluid leak. So now pretty much all the leaks are done except for the Hydro Boost power steering, which leaks very slowly from somewhere. I just have to power wash everything to see where it's leaking from. That's pretty much it thus far. I do have new oh, when the axle broke, this is the side that came off. It has a makeshift axle in there now. I went to the junkyard and pulled the axle out of a GMC 3500 van, and it was only like 1 inch too long. So I cut the splines down, made my own splines, and then bolted it in. It bolted in no problem. Made it home no problem. It drives fine. But I would really like to get the correct axle in it. This side has new bearings now and seal. There's the outer bearing just blew apart. and it was not pretty. So this side's got new bearings and seals in the hub, and we're going to be changing the bearings and seal on the right side. This is the side that's got the new tires. I'm going to have my buddy swap the tires over when he takes to go get it inspected again. And I'm currently draining the differential. I don't know if you can see that fluid is pretty nasty looking. It looks like mud, which is not good. Not good at all. So that's pretty much where we're at. So yeah, the truck's coming together, it's coming along. It'll be done soon, very soon. Hopefully have it done by Monday or Tuesday. Get it inspected and I can start driving it around. And that's pretty much it. Overall, not too bad. Oh, I also put on new, every time I do battery connections, I solder them rather than crimp, because soldering actually conducts better. So they're completely soldered, and then I heat shrink them. And then I coated them with a little battery anti-corrosion juice. But I redid all the connections for the battery, both batteries. So that's all done too. So we're getting, it's not like haven't been doing anything, but just things have stalled out a bit. I have some neighbor drama, which is really quite ridiculous. I may talk about that later. I don't know. We'll see. Right now I'm just trying to get this thing on the road and legal so I can drive it and really annoy everybody. So that's it for my update. Yeah. And I did get this pretty cool jack from Harbor Freight too. It's a 12-ton hydraulic, or air over hydraulic, which you can pump it or use air. I'll show you how this operates. It's so cool. It lifts this truck up so easily. So let me go ahead and put this under, show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so here's the control handle for the jack. I'll try to get it all in one shot here. But push the lever down. Pumps the jack up. It's so beautiful. I've used it a lot so far and it works perfect. Like, I don't even know. I don't know how I went without this thing in my life. But yeah, it's awesome.